Hey, what's going on? Me again. Just letting you guys know, like I said yesterday, this is part 3 of the series of the long video I made on the startup of the build of the Mercury. So, like I said, the intro didn't record audio, so this is just a really simple intro. It's more of a technical video just to show people what the work is involved. So I know a lot of people won't watch it for the content unless you're into cars and doing this kind of work. So anyway, this is part 3. There is an intro for part 4, so check back tomorrow. Click like, click subscribe, and thanks again, guys. These door gaps are sinking because right now the firewall of the car is actually kicked out at the bottom. So what I've done is I've put supports in at the top corners of the firewall that locate it to the actual chassis. What I'm going to do is I can adjust the angle of the bottom of the door and bring it back up, which will close these gaps up and make everything more accurate. I have to do the same thing on both sides. Actually, I have to do it front and rear of the car, and at the same time I have to locate this center post, which unfortunately, since the car was done late, you can see right here there's a lot of contact happening. Actually, oh, that's a lot of noise. You can see right here the door is actually dragging on the steel, which causes the door to, right there, it's in a bind. So the latch never worked correctly. So I have to fix all of that. So basically, this whole car, even though the chop was done well, it was done on a crooked floor. And that has caused so many problems, not to mention that the work on the floor was done incorrectly, which caused a lot of rot. So this is truly an epic task to try and get all this stuff to line back up and be back in one piece. So this is big surgery, so you're gonna have to follow along. It's gonna take a couple weeks to get through this project, but you guys are gonna see what the reality of doing this stuff is. So let's get started for the day. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning, and it's time to get this fire started. All right, so here's one of the problems we're encountering. This is how bad the work was done. So this piece right here, from up to here is a pre-made aftermarket rocker panel. Then it's attached to a small piece of some type of tin. It's actually galvanized roofing tin, which has 1, 2, 3, 4 spot welds to the original floor pan, not even well. And down here, it's not even connected to the actual door jamb. It moves up and down, which allows this door to move in and out, and that's why we have this gap up the top. So all of this material has to go, and that's going to leave this kick panel completely unsupported and just hanging in midair. Then what we have to do is pull the door back at the bottom and in so that we get our gap at the top of the door correctly, and then we will make a new temporary mount and affix this to the chassis so we can start building a body mount. We basically have to do the same thing 6 times, all 4 corners of the doors and the 2 center posts. So this is going to be a mess, but it has to be done, so here we go. Alright, so here's what the problem. Look up here. See these gaps? When I push these doors in, this side is way low. It's the thickness of my finger. That's 3/8, almost, that's a 1/2 inch. And that one's 3/8. And they should be closer to 1/4, like back here and like up here. So what's happening with this is this door is tipping down and this door is tipping down. This one's just a lot more, and that's because this whole bottom section is rotten and there's nothing holding it in place, and it's allowing the door to tip this way. So I've got to cut all that material out underneath, and then I've got to reinforce this corner to push that up, and hopefully that'll eliminate this problem right here of everything dragging. Let's get this stuff cut out. You guys got to see this. So there's the original frame or floor pan and all the rot that was there. And what they did is they tried to cover it up with galvanized sheet metal roofing stuff in multiple pieces. Nothing's attached. Hang on. Ooh, look at that spider right there. Multiple pieces of roofing galvanized tin covering the metal, and then another piece over the top was wrapped underneath and didn't have any welds or anything. No fasteners. You can see the whole edge has never been finished. It's been peeled out. Nothing. Absolutely crazy. This is what you never know what you get when you buy this stuff. Check out all that rot. There was nothing in that whole panel. And then check out that side. That makes it look like it's been sitting in a river for 10 years. It's crazy. So there's absolutely nothing connecting this whole corner of this door at this point. Okay, look how much I had to move the door jamb back. It had to move back almost a half of an inch. But for the first time, the door closes without grinding, and the gap is now right where it's supposed to be. But it took moving that door jamb back almost a half of an inch. And now, this door is nowhere near close to closing.